I want to be a watermelon. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. I'm Jess, or Jessica if you want to call me that too. Either way is fine. So today I was inspired by the spring and summer months coming up. It is finally warm out for once. Finally got the AC cooking, you know. It's on. The AC is on. So I am back today with another video. I wasn't going to do a tutorial today. I had a different video planned, but my little guest that I wanted to have is a little bit camera shy, so I wanted to give him some time to get a little bit more equipped to being on camera, so we're going to delay that video a little bit, but I did want to get something up for you guys because I want to stick to my little Thursday regimen that we have going on. So I really had an idea to do a watermelon look, and at first I was just going to do it for Instagram. I wasn't really going to do a tutorial on it, but I thought, you know what, who doesn't like watermelon? In true Jenna Marbles fashion, you know, she's turned herself into a toothbrush, she's turned herself into a chair, she got a new face, she wants to be tall, she's doing it all. So I wanted to be a watermelon. So of course, this is the glam version of what Jenna would probably do. If you want to see this tutorial, especially with eye makeup, I didn't really do anything with the face makeup on camera, but if you want to know how to get this look via the eyeshadow, then please keep on watching. So for this tutorial, I'm pretty much just going to be focusing on the eye. All of the face products that I will be using will be listed down below. They're just some of the more common ones that I've been using lately that I feel like it's a little bit repetitive to show a full-blown tutorial. I want to give a little extra time to this eye makeup look because I feel like it could be a little bit challenging for some people, just in case any of you guys want to replicate it at home. So let's get into it. So very simple. I'm going to be doing just one palette for this look. This is the Morphe 35B. It is discontinued. However, there are a lot of other palettes on the market that are very similar to it, especially with all the drama going on. Maybe you don't want to get a James Charles palette. We are pretty much using a rainbow palette, so anything that you have that has like a lime green, a darker forest green that's more neutral, and then a hot pink, you will be good to go, I promise you. Oh, and also a white. As long as you have those kinds of colors, I think you'll be set with this tutorial. And I'm just going to prime my eyes with the Infallible Full Wear Concealer. I did a review of this on my channel last week if you want to check it out. I'm just blending this out with the Deluxe Crease Brush from Real Techniques. So as you can see, this is really pigmented. It canceled out all of the redness, all of the discoloration that's on my lid, and it created a nice blank canvas. The concealer is very light. It's much lighter than my actual complexion or even my highlighting complexion. So I use it to kind of make sure that all of my shadows are very vibrant and pop off of the skin. The first color I will be dipping into is this kind of lime green that is in the palette. This is great for just laying down a transition, and I will be going in with the Morphe M330 brush to lay this down. Just gonna buff out these creases. So we're just going to first go in the center and press this down in the upper crease area. It doesn't matter if it gets onto the crease itself or the lid because we will be getting rid of that when we cut the crease later. And then I'm just going to be running it back and forth. I am just patting it on instead of blending. We'll do the blending later once it is completely saturated. We're going all the way in the inner corner and outer corner. Now that we have this kind of like oval kind of shape that covers the entire crease area from inner corner to outer corner, I'm going to start blending it upwards. Keep packing it on to make it as vibrant as possible. So now that this is blended up to where I want it to, I'm going to now go into the darker green. I'm going to be using the Morphe M433, and just for reference, this is the green that I will be going into. It is the only really dark matte green in this palette, and it has that more neutral tone to it, so you're not going to be too warm or too cool. It is going to be able to blend out with any color that you lay down. I'm less focused on patting this color in and upping the pigment, and more so just going in and blending it through the crease. This brush is really good for getting into that crease area, and as you couldn't really tell, yes, we are going all the way into the inner corner. Don't be afraid. And then we also go out pretty far because I plan on doing like a whole big connection to the under eye once we have all of our face makeup done. Now comes the more challenging part of this. This is more so just doing a whole big semicircle right across. It doesn't really matter where you place this pink color. It just matters, you know, that you have that distinct circle, which is pretty easy to do because you're just going all the way across. Once again, it is a cut crease, so it's a little bit challenging, so I'm gonna walk you guys through it. I definitely would recommend, to make this easier for everybody, is to pick up a really good concealer brush. This is the Morphe M224. I've used this in pretty much all of my tutorials where I'm using a cut crease or anything like that. This is just like a nice rounded tip, and it's also a nice synthetic fiber that really collects all of the pigment from your concealers and places it down in an even pattern, so you're not going to have any skipping, you're not going to have any harsh lines that you don't want. It's just going to glide everything on smoothly, and it's going to leave a good base for all of your other eyeshadow applications. So definitely see if you could get one of these. They're not really that expensive, and I feel like they're really good quality. I've never had any problems with this. No fraying, no weird stuff popping out. It just seems like a very good quality brush that has really helped me out with all my creative looks. So definitely look into this. This is the M224. And with that, once again, I'm going in with the Infallible Full Wear from L'Oreal. So I'm going to start in the middle. And I just lift up my eye to get a better sense of like where my eye's going to rest. And now that I see where my crease goes, I'm going to drag the concealer across and start to create that semi-circle shape. And for this, add as much concealer as you want. The more the better, in my opinion, because you get that nice saturation, and it also helps to take away a lot of the green, because obviously that's still going to linger there. It might give you some problems later for really saturating the hot pink. Another thing that I'm very concerned about is obviously making sure that each side is even. I went a little bit above the natural crease line in the inner corner just to match up this one, because I went a little bit high over here, which isn't a big deal once again, because we are creating a unique shape. So that is good. Now the part that was a little bit tricky for me when I first was doing this was obviously getting this circle shape over here. So I'm just going to take my time with this. Looks like I might be a little bit outside where I should be, but what I was doing was just patting and softly going farther and farther out to connect that line. But it's really just all about soft motions to reach it out a little bit further and further and further until you get it perfect. And now we're just going to tidy everything up. Now I feel like I went a little bit more outside of the eye on this side than I did on this one, but I'm not going to get too crazy too quickly. Instead, I'm just going to go ahead and do the hot pink, and then I will patch it up and make it a little bit more closer in later, because if we were to go in with the green now to bring it in, it's going to be way too saturated, and we're gonna have like a weird line between the blended side and inside the cut crease. So I'm gonna wait it out, and then once everything is kind of set down with a powder, meaning an eyeshadow, it's going to be a little bit easier to clean everything up. So everything's fine. We're just gonna keep going. So now we're going to go into the hot pink. That is this color right here, and we're going to be a little kind of messy with it, and then we're going to go in with more of a precise brush to get into defined areas. Might help to put this back into the bottle before it dries out. So this is the e.l.f. Professional eyeshadow brush. So this is obviously very full, but once we go in with the hot pink, that just means that we'll have to stay inside the lines, because these colors are very different from each other, so I don't want them to create like a muddy effect. And with this, I am obviously just pressing down. If you feel like your concealer dried too quickly, maybe you could go in with the setting spray to make it a little bit more defined. I'm going in with a few layers just because I want this to be as rich as possible so that it's not washed out in photography or on camera as well. And ironically enough, Watermelon does have that like kind of white-ish outer ring, so it kind of is good that we can't get up right into there, because now the color is going to be a little bit less saturated and kind of mimic that design. But just to get into the cracks more professionally and make sure that everything looks seamless, I'm going in with the e.l.f. Small Precision Brush. This is a very tiny brush that I use obviously for more precise details. So I'm dipping that into the hot pink, and I'm just going to pretty much just trace it onto this white line that we have. And then to make it a little bit more pale again, I'm going in with the Sonia Kashuk flat brush. Any flat brush will do because this is obviously very old, so I don't know if you could still get it, but I'm going in with that and then a little bit of this white shade in the palette to brighten everything up so that it's not too harsh. So now that that is laid down, I'm just going to personally go in and fix up this line over here to make it a little bit more tighter inward so that it's a little bit more even. Okay, so the eyeshadow is pretty much done now. Obviously I want to go in with some highlights here and in the inner corner a little bit later on, but for now it is pretty much done. So now to do the seeds, which aren't really that common anymore, but it's a universal symbol of a watermelon, so we're gonna do it anyway just to mimic that design, I guess you could say. So we're going to go in with a little bit of liquid liner. This is the Master Precise Eye Studio from Maybelline. This is a liquid liner. It's a felt tip, so it's kind of dried out. So what I've been doing is that I will press it down for what ink it does have because it's all kind of stuck down at the bottom of the tip. So I just kind of push it so that it's more liquidy, and then I go in with the tip of it into that little ink well that we kind of create and use it that way. So that's why I don't really use this for liquid liner, because that is not very effective. These don't have like a distinct shape because they are seeds. They could look like anything pretty much. So I'm just kind of creating little black dots. They have a little bit of elongation to them, so don't be afraid of having like a really big seed here and there. And I'm putting them everywhere. I don't care if they're a little bit too far up. I just want to create that shape. And I think that is pretty good for this eye. So we are all done with that. And so for lashes, I'm going to be doing the Ardell 600 lashes. These are like the more avant-garde, creative kind of lashes, I would say. They don't really create too much definition here, but they allow eyeshadow look to peek through a little bit better, so I'm going to be going in with these. While my glue dries on those, I will be going in with the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Okay, so that is that for the top of the eye. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish up the face so that I look a little bit more appropriate, and then we will get into the bottom lash line. Okay, here we are again. I feel like I just look crazy right now, but that's what you get when you do these weird ass looks. So now we are going to go in and do the under eye, and then do some patch up work with like brow bone, inner corner, all that. So I'm going to be using the same palette. I'm going to start off with the lime green. I'm going to use a bigger, fluffier brush than I normally do. This is the Morphe M513, and just drag that all the way across. So now we're going to go a little bit closer inwards with the darker green in the palette, and this is the Morphe M411. Now for the waterline, to create like the mimic of the hot pink that we have up on top, I'm going to go in with two colors. I'm going to go in with the NYX lip liner in Plush Red. On top of that, I'm going to go in with the Essence Kajal Pencil in the shade White. And so this will kind of create a pinkish color when combined. So as you can see, it added that nice little pop of pink to the inner waterline. For the inner corners, I'm going to go in with this white shade, and I'll also be doing that on the brow bone as well. And I'm going to be taking the C163 Oval Fluff Slash Crease. I'm going to be taking the flat side. I am taking this up kind of high and blending it out a lot because I feel like the green was kind of pushing my eyes inward because it was a little bit intense, and I just want to add a little bit more brightness to the inner corner to make everything a little bit more open and bright. And now lastly for the eyes, I'm going in with the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara one more time. And that is it for this look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me turning myself into a watermelon. It was a lot of fun to do something a little bit different with my eyeshadow that I haven't done for a while. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I put out videos every Thursday, and with the long weekend coming up, I will probably have a bonus upload for you guys very soon. If you guys did enjoy this video, then let me know down below, and also follow me on all my social media accounts and give me a follow over there. It will be at the end of this video and also linked down below in the description box. And all of the products that I used on my face that I did not talk about explicitly will be in the description box as well. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.